guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of Hermits Reloaded. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. I'm having a fantastic day. Since the last episode, we updated to the latest version of the Modpack, and something a little screwy is going on. We've got a bunch of forestry trees randomly have changed into doors and machines? I don't know. But, I mean, free doors and forestry machines, I guess? It's a little buggy. But other than that, I think everything is fine. What I want to do in today's episode is I want to do a bit more techie stuff. Last time, we got the production of latex going, which is essentially plastic. You can use it to make plastic. And I've been kind of grinding away and getting some of this stuff. So we're just going to take a few of these and bring them up to our crafting bench. Go find dry rubber. And we're going to make 40 dry rubber. And then this is used, you smelt this and it turns into plastic. I'm just going to put that in here and let it smelt in this furnace. Also, we have all the ores right now. I really need to get a better storage system going at some point. I'm just going to go block here. Let's see. We need blocks of iron and blocks of copper, blocks of tin. Sure. That's fine, I guess. I do have enough storage space for this. Yeah, we really need to do something about this storage situation pretty soon, because it's getting pretty bad. All in time, though. I'm also smelting up charcoal. I'm making a whole bunch of charcoal. There's wood in abundance around here, especially with ore excavator, aka vein miner. So I can just basically chop down dark oak trees and turn their stuff into charcoal, which I can use to power these steam dynamos down here to basically keep everything running and doing its thing. But anyway, we're going to grab some of this plastic. And there's a couple of machines that I want to make basically as soon as possible. So the first one, is it not called, you know what, let's just do it this way. Industrial, here we go. Industrial foregoing. So there's a couple machines here that I want to make. I want to make a, is it called a plant gatherer now? It used to be called a harvester. Yeah, it's got to be this one. The plant gatherer. This thing will basically harvest stuff for you, although it looks like it actually, yeah, here we go. Any Minecraft style tree. So this thing will essentially harvest crops and trees for you. So I'm going to make this, and then we also are going to need a plant sower, which will basically plant crops for you. And then last but not least, I will also need to make a sludge thingy. Right here, a sludge refiner. And this will basically, when the plant gatherer does its thing, it's going to generate, obviously, it'll harvest the crops themselves, but as it does its thing, it's also going to generate a little bit of sludge, and if it gets too much sludge, it will get backed up. So we need to send that sludge to the sludge refiner, which will get rid of the sludge and turn it into random blocks like dirt and stone and stuff like that. But the big thing is, it will clear out the sludge and get rid of it. So I need to make those 3 things. And you can see the recipes like so. So let me get that done, and I will be right back with you. And there we go. There's the last one. We now have everything we need for this little setup bit thing. So what I need to figure out now is what I actually want to grow here. And we've got a couple things that I could probably use. I am pretty low on food. We do not have any potatoes. Or I should say, we don't really have a good food source, and I think that's probably my priority right now, is just kind of getting our food situated. because right now I'm basically living on chickens that I have killed as I've wandered around the world, and that is pretty much it. So that's not great. Also, there are other things here too that we may, come to think of it, I probably want a generator as well. Other than the dynamo, we could go with like a biofuel generator. That would require us to go into the nether. There's also a petrified fuel generator. I think this thing generates, it doesn't say. Oh, actually right here. RF per tick is decided from the burn time, and the more burn time the fuel has, the more RF per tick it will produce, but all fuels burn for the same amount of time. Okay. If I remember correctly, and it has been a while, so I may remember incorrectly, or it's also possible that it's just changed altogether. I think it generates 80 RF per tick. Wow, this is only generating 4? Okay, well, let's toss that in here. Why is this only generate? I guess it's because it's full. Oh, you know what? I think these tools can only, like, produce power, or these flux ducts can only transport so much power at a time. Maybe that's what's slowing it down. Like, what if I change this to input? Yeah, there you go. Now it's draining like crazy. I thought there was one that could be in or out, but I guess not. I mean, that should still keep this thing stocked if we say this will be going in. And then this thing is generating the maximum of 40 RF per tick, which is what we want. We want these generating the maximum amount of power. But I think the petrified fuel generator, if I remember correctly, generates 80 from just like regular old coal. And it's pretty easy to make as well. Once you have plastic, like that's the big thing. Once you have the plastic, it's pretty straightforward. So we just need to make a couple of these. Let's grab some cobblestone. And for the fuel generator, we're basically going to need 3 gears. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and boop. And then we got to change those into... I need more cobblestone. Let's just grab... There we go. Then we change those into... Wait, why do I only have 2? I guess I messed something up. It's fine. Then we change those into stone gears. And then we're going to need 2 gold and 1 tin for the machine frame. So let's just grab some gold and some tin. And we can go here. 2 gold gears and a tin. And then it's just a matter... Oh, and I need iron ingots for the machine frame as well. And we're going to need 1 diamond. So let's go... excuse me? Did I not... Oh, I guess I already made all the gears I need. There we go. Machine frame and petrified fuel generator. So this thing... If we put, let's just put 1 piece of charcoal in, 80 RF per tick from a piece of charcoal. So basically, this thing by itself does the job of 2 of these dynamos for essentially the same amount of fuel, I believe. It burns for... I don't know. You'd have to do some testing because I'm not exactly sure how long one of these burns. It generates... Well, actually, you know what? We could pretty easily do the math. So 1 piece of coal is going to generate 24,000 RF. And we know it generates at 40 RF per tick. So that's what, like 60 seconds, essentially? If I'm doing my math properly, I think that's 60. 1 piece of coal burns for 60 seconds. So actually, you know what? If this thing only burns for 30 seconds, it burns for 37. So this thing is slightly better. It's not quite as much better as I thought it would. as I thought it was. Like, it's not quite as much of an improvement as I thought it was originally. But this can also be upgraded with upgrades, I believe. Like, you can put upgrades over here to further increase the thing. But the big thing is this thing will work just fine for us to power our farm that we're going to make here. So let's go ahead and grab, you know what, let's just make a hoe. There we go. And grab a bucket. And I'm just going to put this outside for the time being. I will maybe consider moving it later, but for the moment, it should be fine. Although, you know what? I think the planter actually, I don't think we need water in the middle. If I remember correctly, the planter will like automatically water the crops for you. I might be wrong on that. Let's actually just take a look. Plant sower. And you can look at it here in the manual and just see. You can lock the slots. Doesn't look like it does actually hydrate the ground. It doesn't hydrate it as well. It just, all it does is plant the stuff. And that's fine. So we're going to make like a little 9x9, like right here. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's put it like right here. This will be the center. And I'll put that there. And put this here. And then we want to put the plant sower right here underneath it. And then when we hoe this whole thing, like that, this will be basically the area of the farm. And in order for us to actually get the planter to have a range that big, we need to give it some upgrades, because by default, I think it's only a 3x3 area that it will like cover or whatever. So we also need to get underneath this little bit. So let's just kind of work our way down. Let's just make like a little staircase here, because I want to get down here underneath the ground. And there's our planter. So we're going to have to run some cables and all that kind of stuff in order to make this work, but that's fine. Let's just... Do I have any torches? I do not. I'll just have to go without them for a minute. So we know 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? This is the area of the farm. And I think we're going to put our harvester right here, going that way. Let's just give ourselves a little bit more space down here. And that's probably fine. So what I ultimately want is, I think I'm going to want a chest that gives fuel to the refiner. Or not the refiner, the fuel generator. And then I'll run cables to basically everything else. So let's just put a piece of cobblestone here and put our planter... I guess you gotta face it the other direction. Go here. Plant gatherer goes right there, facing the farm. And then we'll have to set up some other stuff too. Let me get this all set up and ready to go. Can you? Oh, look at that. Farmland teaches you something new. And actually, come to think of it, I think you can scan the machines as well to get more Thaumcraft research or whatever. So that's pretty cool. But anyway, let me get this farm set up and ready to go, and I'll be back with you in just a little bit. All right, guys, I am back, and I think everything is set up the way I want it. So let me just run you through the setup real quick, and then we'll get this farm actually doing its thing. So, as you know, we have our planter right here, and we have our harvester right here. Plant sower, plant gatherer, same thing. And back in the day in Minecraft Reloaded, this was called a planter, and this was called a harvester. And Industrial Foregoing is basically a remake of Minecraft Reloaded, which was the mod that I basically learned tech mods on. So I will probably continue to refer to them as their old Mine Factory Reloaded names. But anyway, so we have our sower here and our gatherer here, and then over here our sludge refiner. Oh, there is one more thing that I need. Almost forgot. Electrum. Because we need one more servo. We need a better servo than what we had. And if we look at servos, the reinforced servo is pretty easy to make as long as you have some electrum. So we should just be able to grab the necessary bits and make one reinforced servo. This is basically like a regular servo, except it's much faster. It can pull stuff a half a stack at a time instead of a single item at a time. And that's going to be very important for us. So anyway, if we look at the bits underground, here is our generator, and we have an item duct here. You can see it's not connected to anything else. This item duct basically comes from this chest. It pulls from this chest. So this is where we're going to put charcoal. We'll just put it in this chest whenever it needs it, and it will make its way to the furnace and burn and generate power. This generator then sends power through this leadstone flux duct into this energy cell, aka a battery or a buffer for power. Then, out the back of the energy cell, that power then goes to the sludge refiner down there, the planter here, and the harvester up there. That's basically all this conduit does. It goes to each of the machines. So the way that this is going to work is the planter is going to plant potatoes in this field. Eventually they'll grow up and they will be harvested by the plant gatherer, which will generate potatoes and sludge. Sludge will go here. This servo will take the sludge out and send it to the sludge refiner, where it will be turned into other stuff. The potatoes are going to be pulled out through this little bit right here. This will pull out items, and it's going to pull the potatoes down along that conduit, and that conduit comes all the way along here. And the first stop, if you will, if you think of it like a bus route or like a subway or something, the first stop is the plant sower. So basically, if there is room for potatoes in the plant sower, it's going to send them here first. Then, if the plant sower is completely full on potatoes, they will keep going, and they'll keep following this item duct until they make their way up here to this chest. So essentially what we're doing is we're setting it up so that the farm restocks itself, so that I don't have to do... The only thing that I'm going to actually have to do manually with this farm is put charcoal into the regular chest over here to power the generator, and I'll also probably have to come over here and pull stuff out of the sludge refiner from time to time as well. But that's basically it. Other than that, it's good to go. And there are potatoes in here. So you may be wondering, why is nothing happening? Well, it's very simple. If we look at the working area, the default working area of one of these machines is a whopping 1 block. That's not great. We want to upgrade that for sure. So what we're going to do is we're going to get some range add-ons. And the way that you make those is with copper, a glass pane, and 2 pieces of plastic, like so. And that will make a tier 4 add-on. Basically, the tier is how many blocks out it's gonna go. So since this is a tier 4 add-on, it will extend the range by 4 blocks. So here, for example, it would go from here 1, 2, 3, 4. And that means when we put this guy in here, bam, now it goes 5 blocks? Huh? Game. Okay. Well, I guess we only need a tier 3 add-on? Why would the tier 4 not extend it 4 blocks? That's just strange. Okay, I guess we will go range add-on, and I guess we'll do the tier 3 ones with tin instead. That's really weird, but whatever. I guess it's fine. I'm just really confused as to why the Tier 4 add-on does not extend the range by 4 blocks. Yeah, there. Now it's covering the correct distance. I suppose the first... No, it should still... whatever. It's fine. So we can hide the working area of that now. And then we just got to put another one of those same add-ons into the harvester so that it covers the same amount of distance or whatever. Now, I also have these things currently set so that they will only run when they're receiving a redstone signal. That's just so they weren't sucking up power while I was setting this whole thing up. So we're going to turn this thing on, and you will see it's going to start automatically planting potatoes for us. Now, it's going to be a while before this first crop, this first batch is like ready to go. But just for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to grab some bone meal so that you can see this thing in action. And let's just active with redstone signal. Make sure, oh wait, active, always active. There we go. And you are also set to always active, and we'll set this also to always active. I'm not entirely sure if it's still getting power right now. So maybe this one generator is actually enough to power all of it. It's possible. Does it say how much this is using? It looks like it's not really using any power as long as it's not doing anything. So we might actually just be fine with that one generator. But just for demonstration purposes, we are going to make some more bone meal. And I'm going to manually grow. There you go. You can see the harvester sucking them up. So then they will slowly make their way back. It'll probably take a second. I have it. I also have the inventory set to locked so that it will only accept potatoes. Yeah, they have been sent on their way. They move real slow. Potatoes are pretty slow, though. Did that not do its thing? We don't have potatoes in here. We don't have potatoes in the harvester, right? Is it just, like, ridiculously slow? They didn't end up in here. Oh, they... okay. So what happened is the potatoes made their way into the planters they were supposed to, but then the planter planted them so fast that we actually didn't get a chance to take a look at them. So that's everything is working as intended. We can put these in here as well, and they will automatically start planting and doing their thing. And just to kind of speed up the process of getting this farm up and running, we're going to do another little bit of bone meal action. There you go. You can see stuff is going to get planted, and eventually this whole thing will fill up and all will be well. So everything is good. The only thing I need to do is keep putting charcoal into this chest right here, and then everything should be perfectly functional, and everything, then we have food. I mean, we'll still have to cook the potatoes themselves, but like that's fine. That's not a big deal. So there you go. We have working food production. Finally. Took us a couple episodes, but we got it done. And unfortunately, my friends, that is all that I have for time for today. So if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Links in the description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, my friends, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.